All right, HBCU Legends fans, it's Kyle T. Mosley here with Ralph Cooper's on the line. You kind of hear him moving around at this time, but we have the big dog from Prairie View, Coach Tremaine Jackson, with us today. Coach, how you doing, man?
Doing well. Great Thursday, man. Getting ready for really good practice today, and so I'm doing well on the hill.
Doing well. Okay. Well, Coach, you have a big game in Week 10 coming up against Alabama State. Andrew Body's coming into town, coming back home to Texas to be able to play against Prairie View at the Hill. But before we get into that game, you had a pretty interesting couple of weeks where you've been trying to galvanize the fans and get them on the Hill to support the team. I know through homecoming, and now with this is one of the biggest games of the year. Talk about the need for the fan support for the Panthers.
Yeah, so man, I've been blessed in my career to be a part of really good programs. A lot of them have been on the small college level, and the community was necessary for the program to move. And so I think when we got here, we noticed a lot of empty seats in the stands. We noticed that we hadn't been sold out since the first game that we opened Panther Stadium. And so one of the things we wanted to do was really try to teach people how the community, how the alums, how the fans can really help build a championship program. And it's not just always on the coach or on the players. It's an all-inclusive deal. And so the last couple of weeks, I decided to go where people were, in which there we know that people on social media, my mom on Facebook, and if my mom on Facebook, I got to believe everybody else mama is too. And so we went and we challenged some folks and some fans and some alumni, and they really showed up for us for homecoming, stayed through an hour-long rain delay. And so we were really excited about that. And so now we need them again this week. There's no reason why the RVs should just be for homecoming. In championship programs, and you see it throughout the SEC, RVs are necessary every Thursday when the team is playing at home. And so we're trying to simply teach people how to support a championship program that they want to have. It's one thing to want to have it, but when you get it, you got to support it. And I think we missed that opportunity in 2009, and we certainly don't want to miss this opportunity anymore.
Excellent. Coop, do you have a question?
Yes, first of all, Coach, I want to congratulate you on what you're doing, being a Ram. You know, he's a Wall Trip Ram, if I'm correct. I
Yes,
forgot
sir.
what year he came out. And he's a proud
2001.
Ram. 2001. Okay, I was going to say
Yes, sir.
1991. But 2001. Hey, let me, first of all, Coach, I don't want to be disappointed. And I know the game this weekend is already sold out. I know the Panther base has already purchased all of the tickets. The game is sold out. And now you can just concentrate on coaching your Panthers to a win over Alabama State. The tickets they're gone, right? All the tickets are gone, right?
I'm gonna find out here at 1 o'clock. I kind of wait till Thursdays at 1 o'clock to ask our ticket guy, but I do know this: they have been selling. The student
Yeah.
government has gotten involved. They're doing a storm dorm deal where they're getting everybody out the dorms to get them to the game, and so it's been really receptive. And I do know as well that some people have taken me up on the offer of if they've been involved in the government shutdown, that I'll buy their ticket. So we know that started. We certainly look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday, but I'll know for sure at 1 o'clock.
Okay, and Kyle, I got another question for him. The
Go
coach,
ahead.
everybody's talking about Andrew Body coming to town, and he was here at Texas Southern, and we know what he can do when he's healthy, and he's healthy right now for Alabama State. But as you say, you got some dogs up at Prairie View, right? How are your dogs on defense? Can they actually play with Alabama State and Body quarterback? And I know it's not a one-man team, but he has only
Yeah.
one interception all season. Coach, how can a quarterback have only one interception and come into Prairie View and leave with only one interception?
Yeah, well, hopefully he leaves with a little bit more than what he came. I've been really impressed with our guys on defense and how every week there's always something that somebody outside of our building says that we can't do, and then they just go and do it. And so we expect no different this week. Certainly he's a really good football player, and he's got a great supporting cast as well. They do some things offensively that give people some problems, but I like us. and I like the way that our guys prepare. And I think it's going to be a really good football game with two really good football teams. But let me say this: nobody thought when we started the season that Prairie View A&M would be a thought in November. They thought we were just out here talking noise and not saying nothing, as my grandma would say. We told our team that when you hit November, if people are talking about you, if I'm doing interviews in November about our football program, then that means we're in the quest for a championship, and that's where we're always going to be. And so I've been really proud of our whole team and our staff and even our administration on how we went about this whole deal. But certainly we got our hands full on Saturday, and we look forward to the challenge.
But Coach, now your mother is on Facebook, right? You said your mother's on
Absolutely.
Facebook. Right? So your mother had to believe her son would be where he is right now in regard to success. If it was one person that believed in you, it was your mother.
It's your mama. Your mama has to believe in you, Coach.
I had a couple of people, but I'm just talking about people that went to Prairie View, people that went to the other school. You know, it's fun because all the preseason things that come out, they don't matter. And I think we're now starting to see that a lot of people getting ready for basketball. A lot of people then decided when spring ball is going to be, and they're getting ready for basketball after all this stuff in July. And so luckily and fortunately, we're blessed to still be a team that we got to continue to handle business, but at least we have a chance entering November.
But you had one person I know of that believed in you other than maybe your mom. This guy coached you over at Prairie View, at Waltrip, and when the hire was made, he said, we've got one of my boys now, and he's going to do a great job. I'm talking about Elton Conger.
Elton Conger. I know exactly who you're talking about.
I know you are. And what does, when I say Elton Conger, what comes to you? Because he believed in you. When it was announced that you had the job, he called and said, hey, man, we got one of my boys over there. Now we'll win some games.
You know, Mr. Cooper, I think the belief that Coach Conger had in me goes back to when I was a sophomore and he made me the starting center. And I ain't want no parts of it, to be quite honest.
Wow.
But that dude looked at me and said, man, you need to play center. And then from then on, you know, my career started. But he was the reason why I got put on varsity as a sophomore. And the only old lineman that was a sophomore in a group full of seniors. And so he saw something in me a long time ago. And then after him was Van Malone. And so it just kept going. And you know, I'm a proud Waltrip Ram. I still sleep in Waltrip shorts. I need to give me some more. Because I really, and Waltrip is where I became who I am for the most part. And so, but Coach Conger, him and Dino, man, they did a lot for me when I was in high school. And every day we come in this office, we strive to make those two and people like them proud.
Well, Coach, do you have a lot of the Waltrip family coming out to the games to support you as well?
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of people that went to Waltrip that also went to Prairie View A&M, and so I got a chance to see them during homecoming. A lot of the young ladies I went to school with, and guys that didn't play football, might have played basketball or ran track, that came here. We were able to all kind of connect last week, and we've been connecting through social media, and people have donated. People from my class have donated to our program, and they weren't even football people, and so it just shows that, you know, lifelong relationships, right? Those people that you might not have talked to very much, but knew you and have followed my career and coaches' careers. And they really believe in what we got going on. And it's an honor to be the head football coach here at Prairie View.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Look, Coach, you have a great defense. You guys are top-ranked defense in the SWAC, of course, and also in a lot of categories in the FCS. But right now, when you have a guy named Trevor Randall, I talked to a NFL scout. He thinks very highly of him. Talk about what it means to have guys like him in leadership positions on your team.
Yeah, you know, Trevor does a good job for us as far as making sure people are lined up. He's a tackling machine, the position that he plays. The defense kind of allows him to make a lot of tackles and kind of be multiple. We play him in a lot of spaces just so people have to account for him. But he's played a lot of football. Prior to here, he was at Louisiana Monroe. He played in junior college. Trevor is just a really good down-home football player. But here's the best part about Trevor. He comes from a really great family. He's got an undergraduate degree, and he's going to get his master's here in December. Though he's a complete all-around guy, I hope somebody gives him an opportunity to play at the next level, because I think he's certainly earning that right now, and he finishes the year the right way. And you know, earning opportunities on the next level come from winning championships. We tell him that all the time, and he's a big part of why we're trending the way we're trending. And I certainly hate to lose him. Trying to find out if I can get another year for him somewhere. Hopefully, there was an ankle injury somewhere in his early career, because we certainly could. We'd love to have him back.
Yeah, speaking of that, you know, we've been talking. I've been a part of the HBCU Legacy Bowl, trying to help promote the event from day one with Doug as well as James Shack Harris, and a couple of guys that they have considered and looked at also, but I know one is kind of undergrad, is your Thunder and Lightning in your backfield there when you guys got Mr. Bingham and McDowell. Talk about those guys.
Yeah, you know, Lamaje, speaking of him first, because he's the senior, he didn't play for us against Texas Southern. He had gotten hurt over the summer and was trying to get himself back into the rotation. He's done a phenomenal job of being the older guy that's seen a lot, been coached a lot of different ways, but has adhered to the way that we do things now. And you would think Lamaje McDowell has been with us as a staff for 5 years. I mean, He speaks the way we speak. He leads the way we need him to lead as a senior. And so he's done a really good job. And so when he got back healthy and he started making plays, it was no surprise to us because we felt like once he was healthy, it could go his way. Chase is the opposite, right? He's a young kid. He's not a true freshman, but a redshirt freshman that's really good vision. Chase is the kid that, you know, we're gonna have to have a plan to keep Chase here at Prairie View A&M in the time that we live in. But I think he really loves Prairie View A&M. He loves what we do as a program, and he loves his teammates most of all. And so those two complement each other in a major way. You should see them at practice. They're always talking. That running back room as a whole is really tight and really close knit. And it's, you know, we feel comfortable giving the ball to any one of those guys in that room.
Yeah, they're doing a tremendous job. But look, let's talk about this. You know, your dog mentality. For a long time, even before the season started, people kind of questioned the dog mentality. I don't think they're questioning it now. You know, you guys are doing very good. Why is it crucial for the Panthers to keep focused together and be unified with that mentality?
Yeah, you know, I think the mentality and the way we run our program is why we're experiencing whatever success we're experiencing right now. I'll be quite honest with you. We're operating at about 60 to 65% at what I actually want to operate at, from a talent level standpoint to the way that we go about our business. Man, we're still teaching and coaching little things to help make us a program. So we're not all the way there. But I think what has gotten us there faster was the plan that we had coming in and the way that we go about non-negotiations with young people. We just don't negotiate. You're either going to do it our way or you're going to do it somewhere else. And not to say that we're right or wrong, but this is just the way we do it. And so it's helped everywhere I've ever been. What you find is young people, they don't want to be negotiated with. We as parents sometimes do a lot of negotiating, so we put them in a negotiating mood. But when they come here, just like we laid out the things that it takes to play here, those guys are adhering to that. Nobody's getting paid on our roster. We love each other. We play football because we love football. Not to say that we won't ever do that, but we weren't going to sit around and cry about what we didn't have and what we couldn't get at the moment, right? We wanted to make sure we were competitive coming in the door, and that's just what competitors do. I coached at the University of Sioux Falls, man, and there's a sign over the door that says winners win. And losers complain about winners winning because they don't want to do what it takes.
So
That's
true.
what it is.
It is. That's fact.
And so we decided a long time ago, man, before I even jumped into this head coaching deal, that winners win. Yeah. And we're going to always try to find a way to win. And it's not cocky. It is very confident, and it's different. It's a different approach. But what you find is the people that think it's different, they just don't know how to win. They don't know what winning looks like. And so we take a lot of pride in the way we go about it. And luckily, I linked up with another winner in AD Golf. AD Golf is a winner. Dr. LeGrand is a winner.
Yeah.
And so when winners get together, you're probably going to win.
They can only,
And so we take a lot of pride in that. Prairie View A&M is an elite institution. It's nothing like it.
Right.
And so we should be doing what we're doing right now, and we should be continuing to get better as we go. And I don't know what it's going to look like in the end, but I do know it ain't going to be because of lack of kicking, fighting, and trying. We're going to make sure we put a good product out there for people to be proud of.
Awesome. Coop?
And yes, and Coach, I know you talked about your staff, but one of the young men on your staff impressed me when he was at Texas Southern, Darren Garrigan.
Yeah, DG.
Defensive back coach. Yeah, could you talk? What has he meant to your program? He comes with a lot of energy. You probably have to turn him off at times.
Yeah.
He got so much energy.
You know, Mr. Cooper, when they all got let go at TSU, I called him when I was at the other place, and I said, "Hey, man, I just want you to come coach DBs for me because I really like what you do." Darren and I had never worked together, but we've always known who each other were from recruiting and all of that. And he was totally against it. Man, I don't want to go D2. I'm done with the D2. I said, "Hey, man, it comes with a cell phone and a car." He said, "Well, when you need me there."
Cell phone and a car.
Cell phone, hey, I ain't getting that here at Texas.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, man, I'll be there as soon as you need me." And so we've always had a great friendship, but I really love the way he went about it with his players. I've been able to watch him coach different camps and things of that nature, and just what I heard about him. And although they weren't successful as a team at TSU, defensive back-wise, they played well.
Yes.
He had some guys go on to the SEC and things of that nature. And what he provided is what we needed where we were. And so coming here, it was a no-brainer to bring him here. He was familiar with the conference. He was familiar with Houston. He's been recruiting the state for a really long time. But he is about a fireball of energy. And I think that's what makes it good, that he complements the rest of the defensive staff. Our defense coordinator, Brandon Anderson, he ain't that. He's kind of just a mad scientist and analytical and thinking about it. And I think they complement each other very well, along with Coach Early, and they do a good job of putting good game plans together.
Yeah. When it comes to analytics, you got some coaches that really heavily rely on that, and especially now in the National Football League, that is like one of the main things. You got to know the analytics. But it seems like when you're in game, you have to make those adjustments, and analytics can't tell you everything. You have to see it from a coach's point of view. Talk about how well that has been playing for you, especially this season, especially when you allow Cam Peters to be able to call that last play against Texas Southern.
Yeah, I'll be quite honest with you. The beginning of the season, we were more ahead defensively than we were offensively, just simply because those guys had worked together in a manner before. And offensively, not many of those guys have worked together. And so there were some things we had to work through. That fall camp is just not enough time to work through it. The summer is just not. Sometimes you got to be in game to get in game experiences, right? And so we certainly have picked up since then. Coach Buck on offense, and once we made a final decision that Cam was going to continue to be the quarterback, I think they've progressed in the right manner. And people think if you're not scoring 40 points, you're not playing good offense. Sometimes good offense is not turning the ball over, which we hadn't done. Moving the ball, being able to establish a run game, which we've been able to do. It's little things outside of everybody wants to blow the scoreboard up. That's easy. A blind man can see you good on offense that way. But there's other things that happen in the way that in the blueprint that we have to win, that are those goals are being hit. And so for me as the head football coach, I can look back and say, yeah, man, to win a game 24-3 is good. We'll take that, and we'll continue to grow and grow and grow as we go. And again, knowing that we're not operating at the capacity that we want to operate as a program. Our kids are finding a way to win. Our coaches are finding little analytics and little things that happen to help us win on both sides in all three phases of the game. But there is still a gut feeling, Kyle, that you got to have in some situations, when to go for it, when not to go for it. Those things are gut feelings. And I really base those things based off the week of practice. Man, our week of practice means everything to me. And so if we do well in practice, we'll probably do it in the game. And even if we don't do it well in the game, at least I made a decision based off what I saw. I tell our players, practice is kind of like a movie. If I don't get a good preview, I ain't going to watch that movie. I'm not going to pay.
Yes.
You gotta like the trip.
Preview better be good, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy no popcorn and get in there and get disappointed. And so, if I don't like the preview, we certainly ain't gonna watch that movie. But our kids, they had to understand that, and our coaches have done a good job of working cohesively to make sure we have great plans, get the ball in the right people's hands, put people in the right position on defense and special teams so that we can be successful.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, well, Coach, I'm going to have to get off, but I just want to congratulate you and thank you for something else that's happening on your end in regards to what you're doing. Being one who was around when Eddie Robinson and John Merritt and W.C. Gardner and all those people were coaching, it's really refreshing to hear your attitude in regards to what you share with the media.
Yes.
Many of these guys need to take a course in media relations in regards to dealing with reporters, but you're doing a tremendous job. Keep it up, and anytime you need me, just holler, okay?
That means a lot, Mr. Cooper. I appreciate you so much.
Well, I appreciate you. At this stage in my life, I look for energy, Chief. I want to hang around for a little while, and you bring a lot of energy to the table.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you,
See you
Cool.
later, Kyle.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you,
See you
Cool.
later.
All right. And I'm going to get you out of here. A couple of last questions. Look, Cooper and I talk a little bit about not only the energy you bring, but how you have been so transparent.
Mm-hmm.
And does that come because, like you said, it's not about being cocky or anything. It's just confidence in who you are as a person a lot of times. And I think sometimes when I have had conversations with coaches, some are as transparent and some are very guarded. Why is that? What do you think? Is it just a personality thing?
Yeah, man. I always said when I sat in this chair, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not about to be political or none of that. Here's what I understand, Kyle. I'm living off the prayers of my grandmother, man, and my mom. And so for these things that I know people quietly prayed for them to now be happening, how dare I not give what was given to me? Man, the truth was given to me growing up into my house. My grandma was straight up. It was what it was. From the usher board meeting to the fish fries that helped build the church on D Wall Street. It was what it was.
Yeah.
And so for me, man, because I know before I became a head coach and before my grandmother died, she told me, man, 2019 gonna be your year. I had no clue what she was talking about. I was actually at Texas State and we were getting our head kicked in. And I think we were 3-9 that year. I'm like, this can't be what she was talking about. I didn't realize 6 months after she passed, I was going to get my first head coaching job. Wow. That's what she was talking about. Yeah. So for me, because I know I'm living off of those prayers and because I know why I do what I do for young people, man, I got to tell you the truth because I'm telling the truth all day. Yeah. When these guys walk in here and they're not doing something right or they are doing something right, I'm telling them the truth. And a lot of coaches have become afraid to tell young people the truth. When you come to Prairie View A&M, we're going to tell you the truth. If you're a terrible practice player, I'm going to tell you terrible and not say, hey, man, we just got to find a way to get better. Man, you're practicing terribly. It is what it is. Yeah. Everybody wants to get paid. Everybody wants to keep it 100, but don't nobody like when people keep it 100. Yeah. We can't do that. We can't do that. We got to tell people the truth, man. And there's nothing wrong with being critical and telling people the truth that have a responsibility of performance. Because if we were 0-4 right now, people would be telling me the truth. So you can't get mad. You can't get mad when I say we need to fill up the stadium. Don't get mad at me because if you weren't coming and we were 0-4, you'd say I ain't coming because y'all ain't winning.
So what's the excuse now, right?
Yeah, where you at? Accountability is not one side. It's a two-headed sword. It cuts coming and going. And so you either can handle it or you can't. And most people that can't handle this transparency or this out frontness, man, most people, they're just losers, bro. Like at the end of the day, you're just a loser.
Yeah.
Or you're not used to it. And so if you're not used to it, that means somebody lied to you along the way. And we just refuse to do that because when you lie to people and the truth comes out, then that's a whole nother monster you got to deal with. We rather just tell you what it is on the front end.
Look, I grew up 60s, 70s, and graduated in the 80s. But when I grew up, we had some straight shooters in New Orleans, and it wasn't just my immediate family; it was extended family let you have it as well when they heard that you messing up. So yeah, I'm with you on that, man.
Yeah.
Andrew Body.
Yeah.
And what makes this a unique situation for Mr. Body? You know, he was a player away from defeating Jackson State, but you guys are on top of the West, and they are on top of the East at this time. We're really competing against Jackson State as well as Florida A&M, which could possibly upset Jackson State because of their quarterback situation. But that's neither here nor there. You have a task to be able to challenge a young man who has been mesmerizing defenses. And I watched this kid from his freshman year, talk with him, know the family very well. He's just a great young man. Why do you think Andrew Body has excelled this season with all the stuff that he's gone through, the shoulder injuries and the surgeries and everything else?
Man, I was sitting in Grand Junction, Colorado, watching the TSU game, right? And I went, man, who is this dude they just put in the game?
Yeah.
This was I think might have been his freshman year.
Was it the Rice game, I think?
Yeah, it was one of those games. It was on TV. We weren't playing that week. And I went, man, that dude there's going to be special, right? Then I found out he's from Corpus Christi, and me being at Kingsville, I had recruited his high school at one point. And so there's a lot of good players all over the state of Texas, and I just think he's an example that everybody don't always get it right in recruiting in the FBS, right? But I say that to say he's always been talented. Him being healthy just shows how talented he is. I think this time last year he wasn't playing anymore.
No.
And so, man, we knew that he would be healthy. We knew he looks like he's changed his body. But here's why Andrew Body, to me, is really successful. He's got a great supporting cast. The offensive line that he plays with is one of the best we've seen. The guys that he's throwing the ball to, because Andrew Body ain't throwing the ball to himself. He's got some guys at receiver, particularly number 0, that does a really good job, man, at getting himself open and making plays. He's got 2 or 3 running backs that, you know, from all the tape I watched, anybody can go at any given time. And so we've got to make sure that we're not just taking care of Andrew Body, but we got to take care of the supporting cast, because there's been games where he didn't throw for a lot, but they ran for a lot. There's been games that he didn't run for a lot, but he threw for a lot. And so we've got to do a good job of being a balanced defense at what we take away. And so, no doubt, and then they're well coached. When you put the coaching on top of it, then they're well coached. They're well coached, which I know a Eddie Robinson Jr. football team will be. Well coached, very detailed in how they go about their approach. I know some other coaches on their staff that do a really good job. And so, man, it makes for what we thought we were going to get, which is a really good football team coming to the Hill the first week in November. You know, as a head coach, when you look at the schedule before the season, you go, okay, here's some games that you look forward to. Here's some games that you wonder where you're going to be at that point and what it could be for. And this is one of those games that we knew they were coming here. They've always been good. They beat us a year ago without Andrew Body. So who are we to be looking at just one person when that football team beat us a year ago without him? And so we got to make sure that we're right in what we do. But here's what I'll say too. Our football team today is so much different than any football team that's been through here. And I'm looking forward to how we respond in challenges like this. Because every week is a challenge for us, a new challenge. When we went to the Cotton Bowl, people said we wouldn't know, they ain't never been in that environment before. It's just a lot of noise. What we choose to do is look forward to the next opportunity, which is Alabama State, and put all our marbles in that bucket. Man, everything we got going into this week, because it's the next week and the next opportunity. We don't worry about standings. We don't worry about articles and things of that nature. We just kind of worry about making sure we're doing the things that we have to do. And so been very proud of our players and coaches for doing that. And certainly, man, look forward to a really good game. But he is who he is because his supporting cast is who it is. Right. And those guys got really good players on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, but supporting him on offense, they got really good players.
Yeah, and he has a great family and, like you said, great coach in Eddie Robinson Jr. Last question, Coach. Tell the PV and the Panther Nation why they need to be in the seats.
When I got here, I told everybody what we were going to do. Some people got on board with that. Some people were wait and see. Some people decided that we were full of it, right? And so whether you fit all three categories, who are you as a Prairie View A&M fan that is a part of an elite institution like Prairie View A&M to not be in these stands on Saturday? Who are you? I've offered to buy tickets if you've been affected by what's going on in our country. Who are you not to come? Right. What else do you have to do? Tell all the baby showers and the birthday parties to chill and do it after 6 or do it before 2. Whatever you got to do, you should be on this hill because you asked for a championship caliber football program. Right. And championship caliber football programs play meaningful football in November. So when you ask for something and you get it, you have to support it. And I'm very proud of the ones that have. Now, they've done it at a high level, but we need more. We need more. And so don't you be in this Houston area and you not be on this hill come 2 o'clock on Saturday. And we look forward to seeing you.
Yeah. Well, guys, this is a great game, a great matchup between two of the best teams in all of HBCU football. That's going to showcase for you a great, I guess, a defensive battle, or offensive battle, whatever you want to say, whatever get you up and get you rolling. You're going to see it on Saturday on the hill. Coach, I appreciate you. I think you guys are going to have a great season, whatever happens. And this could be the preview to the SWAC championship. You never know, right? Well, Coach, I appreciate you, man. Tell everybody how they can be able to find you out there in the world of social media.
Yeah, at Coach Jack 212, at Coach Jack 212 on all the social media platforms. Try to keep it easy that way. Kyle, as always, man, I appreciate you allowing us to get on your platform and talk about our program. Look forward to seeing everybody Saturday. Go Panthers.
Yeah. Many blood guys. And also, if you're in the Houston area, before you go to the Prairie View game, go vote as well. That's very important that you guys cast your vote this election, especially. There's a lot of things going on in this country. Get your vote heard. I don't care what party you're for. Just make yourself heard. That's why a lot of people died and bled for you to do so. All right. That's me on my soapbox. I'm Kyle T. Mosley. Go to hbculegends.net. Follow us at HBCU Legends on all social media platforms. And you can follow me at KTMOZE on social media as well. Coach, I hope you guys have a healthy, fun, and successful day on Saturday against Alabama State. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. You guys take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, welcome to another installment of HBCU Legends. I am Kyle T. Mosley, and we love to bring you guys the legends. And it's no bigger legend, in my opinion, than this young man. He's done such a great job for over the past 20 years, being able to dive into HBCU sports, bring us the top 10s and top 20s in the All-American teams, but also he's out there carving a niche within his radio shows on Sirius as well as ESPN. He just brings it, and he does it on a very great level. Matter of fact, we were in the building together at the HBCU All-Star game, and I failed to go over there and speak to you, and I always felt bad about that. But we're here today, and we're talking to the legend himself, Mr. Donal Ware. How you doing, man? How you feeling, man?
Kyle T. Mosley. Look, if I'm on HBCU Legends, I must be doing, first of all, I appreciate the kind words, much like you. And by the way, kudos to you and what you're doing and what you've carved out, man. And I appreciate it, man. I must be doing something right if I'm on HBCU Legends.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, man, I felt ecstatic, and I'm gonna tell everybody, when you sent me that email to ask to become a voter for the weekly polls, I was like, wow. I really felt very honored, because I know how hard it is for us to be able to go out there and honor one another. And some people, to this day, some people don't want to have any association with other media groups. I don't know why. We got to be able to band together. Unity is special, right? And that's the way we can be able to move the needle. But thank you. And I just want to always tell you that, and I appreciate everything that you've been doing for HBCU sports over those 20 years.
Yeah, no, appreciate you voting. And I haven't really had many, to be honest with you, haven't had really many people to say that, because I feel like you should work together and we should have a poll like this. And as you know, we've 19 years in. So those that cover, there's some others we need to definitely have on, but I mean, we years go by and you try to get as many. So I thank you for saying that. And I appreciate you being a voter. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Let's see. I just want to list some of these accolades and some of the things that you've done. Sirius XM channel 380, correct? As well as 970.
Yeah. So we're right. So that part of it is with A&T. Okay. Because as a play-by-play voice, but I have we actually have 3 Sirius XM channels, Kyle, that carry Boxtorow. Yes. Oh. So we have a direct deal, if you will, with Sirius XM, where they carry it on their on the Sirius XM College Sports Radio channel, which is channel 84. Okay. Then we have a relationship with the Howard University Radio Network, who carries it on their channel, Sirius XM channel 142, which is HBCU, and then also on Sirius XM channel 141, which is HUR Voices. So we've got 3 Sirius XM channels and two separate deals that carry Boxtorow.
Man, that's awesome, dude. Just being on Sirius, what benefits have you seen for your platform as far as the growth and as well as being able to connect with just people, not only just in the U.S., but outside the U.S.?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, because it's different now, right? Like when we first came on in Sirius in 2011 with HUR Voices, and then to HBCU in 2013. But our relationship with the Howard University Radio Network goes back to 2008, when WHUR's HD2 channel in Washington, D.C. started carrying the show. Okay. But it opened up so many other opportunities to be able to get guests because of that Sirius XM name, and not just the name, but the fact that you could be heard in Canada. You mentioned international. You could be heard in Canada. You know what I mean? You could be heard in, if I don't have we don't have a terrestrial station in New York City, but by way of Sirius XM, you can listen in New York City, LA, Chicago. So yeah, that Sirius XM piece has been big, and we were doing relatively well in terms of guests and stuff like that. But now it's like you're able to get some of the bigger guests, although media has changed a whole lot, because you got a lot of podcasts. We're not getting as many guests as we once did. Not to say we're not getting any. However, that Sirius XM piece allows for you to really expand and really get some audience and some people that you never thought even listened, let alone knew about Boxtorow or even HBCU sports.
Yeah,
that Sirius XM piece is pretty major.
Man, that's great. On the landscape of sports as a whole, you've been getting some really good people. Look, man, I was looking at this guest list that you had. Let's see here. You went huge with You got KD, you got Serena, Simone Biles. Of course, my favorite interviewer, I love him so much, Jerry Rice, Snoop Dogg, Michael B. We had Michael B. Kevin Hart. So you had some heavyweights in the entertainment business as well, being able to show Boxtorow some love. But those were some very significant interviews. Talk about that.
Yeah, I'm obviously love sports. This is why we started Boxtorow. From the sports aspect, although, of course, we place a major emphasis on HBCU sports, but I'm a huge pop culture guy. I'm a huge music guy. I'm a huge movie guy. Yeah. So it would only stand to reason that eventually we would build into getting some people outside of, like, that's something you see a lot of today. The Snoop Dogg interview was back in 2013.
Wow. Long time ago.
Right. So we've been, everybody's, I'm just saying a lot of people are doing, major networks are doing that now, where they're infusing the pop culture piece into it. We've been doing that for almost 20 years now, and very, very proud of that, because, people outside of sports have something to say too. So we'll talk with them about what they do, and then gauge their sports interest as well. So yeah, we've been fortunate to have a lot of really, really good guests.
Man, you've been very blessed, man. Just recently, you had Tremaine Jackson, my guy, because I'm here in Houston, down there, well, up there, I should say, over at Prairie View. And also my guy, James Houston the Fourth, the problem. Man, that's really a class young man. I always supported him from day one when he was over at Jackson State. I had him on a few times as well. He and Aubrey Miller and those guys. The interview with Tremaine Jackson, and I wrote an article from that interview, and he had some really telling things to say. But Coach has been saying this for quite a while, and people need to understand. He comes from a different point of view, from being outside the SWAC. He grew up in the SWAC. He knows that. But the racial bias, he says, we kind of put on ourselves sometimes. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on how you felt hearing that coming from a HBCU coach.
Yeah, I think most of what he said, I definitely agreed with him, because, it is unfortunate. I mean, like he said, hey, I'm where I am, and maybe I am where I am because I've done some other things, and maybe there are some other coaches that just didn't do those things. And like he said, but it's not right, and it's not right. That's the thing. Like, it's not right. But unfortunately, let's look at the landscape. If you look at the landscape of college football that's been in existence for in excess of 150 years, and I'm not just talking about black. Let's just take HBCU. You've had 2 HBCU grads ever to be head coaches at an FBS program. Willie Jeffries at Wichita State, and now, of course, you've got Charles Huff, who is at Southern Miss. And then if you want to throw the HBCU alum piece into it, you've got Jerry Mack at Kennesaw, because he started his career at Jackson State. So think about that. 3 all time. But guess what? All 3 of them, they had backgrounds outside of HBCU sport. See, so what he's saying is correct. It's very unfortunate, because look at Chennis Berry. He referenced Chennis Berry, the head coach at South Carolina State. Hopefully one day Trey Oliver, those guys will, if they want to get those opportunities. I thought Broderick Fobbs would have been the next guy to get that opportunity as an FBS coach. It just didn't work out for him. But Chennis Berry, Trey Oliver, they've been at HBCUs all of their lives. But that's not right, because they're good football coaches,
Right. And you look at what Willie Simmons had to do, right? He had to maneuver his career a little bit differently, going through Duke to be able to get that FIU position. So yeah, I agree, man. No better buy like Chennis Berry. and then, Mosley, and I'm gonna tell you, we need one. That's what he does. And Trey Oliver, who both of those guys are setting the standard now for the premier head coaches in HBCU. Those guys should be considered for FCS positions. I remember I wrote before Willie Simmons left FAMU and Tulane had an opening. I said, why isn't he not being considered for this job? he should have been considered for that job. He shouldn't have to go through Duke and go down to FIU. He's more than qualified for it, and Coach Simmons, I believe, if you look at his track record, he's been a winner everywhere he's gone. So those are some of the aspects that you need to look at. And I think Tremaine Jackson is on that same route.
Yeah, and like I always, and with Willie Simmons, I like to really call him an honorary FAMU grad, right? Because remember when he came out of Clemson, when that whole 2004 when Florida A&M was supposed to go to the FBS and then he wasn't eligible. He had enrolled at FAMU, but then ultimately had to go to the Citadel. So I call him an honorary guy. Plus, he's from the Tallahassee area. So you're right. That's a good name to bring. Although he's not an alum, that's a good name to bring up. But it's unfortunate, man. But no, Tremaine Jackson spoke the truth, and you're seeing a lot of reaction from that, from what he said, because we shouldn't have to go outside of HBCU. There's good football here. Right. But again, all of those coaches that I mentioned and that you brought up, Willie Simmons also, all of them had to go or did go outside of our schools to eventually get the job that they got.
Right. I think it was Ken Rashad of HBCU Sports, or was it Stevens of HB Sports? I guess those guys said it seems like the HBCU football coach has to first get validity or credibility from outside of our own for FBS programs to be able to consider them as viable candidates. So that's something we'll pay attention to and keep on talking about going forward. But let's go back to you, man. And I just got to bring this one up here. You guys have been, for the past 20 years, you also interview NASCAR drivers, right? Mm-hmm. And you've been credentialed for the Daytona 500, Super Bowls, NBA Finals, All-Star Weekend. A lot of young people coming out today are impatient, and they can't understand why I can't get credentialed for these events and things to that nature. But you put in the work. And when you're advising, I'm pretty sure a lot of them have come to you asking for advice. What are you telling them how to be able to go through and work the system, but you have to actually work the system?
Great thing you said there, Kyle, because I just talked to a young man matter of fact, earlier this week, and he was telling me all the stuff he had done and what he was trying to do. And that's why I said, you said patient. Like you've got to, if you're patient and you put in the work, which I think he's doing, but again, I mean, I probably was, I don't know. I had a myriad of experiences when I was coming through Morgan. I interned at BET. That was a great thing. I was working at the Library of Congress. I was with the Washington. I worked at the Library of Congress for 7 years. I worked with the Washington Post as a news aide. So you have to gain the. When I was at Morgan, I was an intern at Fox 45's news department, and I was doing actual work. I got to tell you. So Ray J, everybody knows Ray J. J's, and I got to say this, and I don't like to do, but I'm just saying, Ray J's first national piece that was ever done on him, I produced that piece. I wasn't just going to get coffee at BET for a program called Screen Scene. This was back in '97. You got to put, the bottom line is, man, you got to put the work in. You got to be patient. And if you put the work in and are patient, the other thing I also tell young people is have that entrepreneurial spirit as well. I think that'll get you over not over, but get you moving forward a lot of times, opposed to waiting for something to happen.
Yeah. You got to be bold enough. You got to take the lumps, the yays as well as the nays, and you got to put it together and say, hey, thank you. That's great feedback. Next project. Move on. Keep moving on. I always tell those guys, don't get laid down, but just because something doesn't go your way right now, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And last, man, I just wanted to ask you right now, when it comes to doing play-by-play, and you've seen a lot of talented young people these days, like Ty Floyd, as well as Simone, who's over at HBCU Game Day, the ladies are now becoming play-by-play announcers. How special is that for you to see at this time?
It's great. I mean, the bottom line is if you're good, then you should. It shouldn't matter your gender. Like if you're good, you should be able to call games.
Right.
And I mean that's just the bottom. That's really just the bottom line. So I'm glad those opportunities from a play-by-play standpoint for women are opening up. You know, we've always been in like I know you mentioned a lot of the other stuff we've done, but like, and to your point, you know, we've had Serena Williams. That's back in 2007. We've always been an advocate for women, right? So when you see women come into the broadcast field, and not just as sideline reporters, as play-by-play people, it's a beautiful thing. I'm really glad to see it.
Yeah, excellent. All right, I wanted to ask you this, man. Going forward in HBCU sports, and you've been an observant from the press box, and you've been an observant in the behind the microphone as well as behind the computer, right? What are you more concerned about with our sports scene than happy about? If I could say that, are there any concerns that you do see that we must need to address?
Well, I would say overall, especially from a media standpoint, I would say this, Kyle, from a media standpoint, this is something I'm sure you've dealt with and I've dealt with for quite some time. And more recently, you know, some of these, you know, I think that a lot of these publicists, right? Like they're a lot, not all of them, but a lot of them are gatekeepers. And let me say this. I was a gatekeeper. Like I was an SID for 6 years before I got into radio. I was a sports information director, so I was a gatekeeper too.
Okay.
But some of these people, like, you know, you got to stop gatekeeping and trying to figure out who the biggest name is, and sometimes like they'll talk to like if I'm talking to I don't want to say any names, but if I'm talking to a show, if I'm coming on the air as a guest and I'm talking to a show on CBS and I'm talking to a show on ABC, I'm basically talking to the same audience. You need to make these people available to other audiences. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about like you've done had a lot of celebrity interviews as we have. I'm talking about the celebrity types, and in particular, talking to the Black community. I'm going to tell you one thing that irks me the most is that, you'll have someone that graduated from an HBCU that's really, really big, but then won't come back. Not the person, but the publicist won't allow for that person to come back and talk to the audience that helped to make them. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, man, thank you. That has happened to me on more than one occasion. And I was like, the person is HBCU graduate. And that's why we have HBCU legends. And, you know, we're trying to talk to them because they're a legendary figure. Oh, well, we have to see if they have enough time. And I'm like, God, I mean, is it too much to ask if they just pick up the phone and talk to me? Oh, well, their schedules. Oh man, get out of here! Come on, and I have to agree with you. And I'm gonna say this one thing also. I had a young lady who was a former HBCU athlete. Her family said, "Oh, well, we don't do HBCU sports talk any longer. She's now doing something else." I'm like, oh, really? Okay. We were the ones who publicized every time she won, every time she did something special, every honor she had, but you can't talk to us. It wasn't the other guys, right?
That's what I'm saying in part. I mean, that's what I'm saying in part, because a lot of times it's the publicist, but to your point, sometimes it's the person or the people forgot where they came from. Never forget from whence you came. And I think that's also part of the problem. I would say it's mostly the publicist, but and it's not everybody. Like a publicist will look at the value of what the particular entity can bring to the table, the reach and all of those kind of things. And really, because think about it, like, again, 2013 with Snoop Dogg. Well, that was how long? We had been on the air for 8 years.
Okay.
I mean, but we hadn't done nearly as much as we had done to this point. Boxtorow was known by, but not really like that. We were kind of still young, and to be able to get those kinds of interviews. So a lot of publicists, I should say, see the value in that, but there's a lot, particularly that should be talking to our audiences, that don't see the value, and that's the problem. And I call them out on it. I mean, I'm talking about big companies, and I'm not going to sit here and say names. I've actually had a really big guest that I had to call this particular publicist out, and she saw what I was saying, and we were able to get that person. But there's a lot of HBCU folk that are out there and have these big time so-called representation, and they don't even see the value. And it's like, you don't even know. So what I do is call them out on it, and I'll send them emails, and I'll let them know every chance I get about what they're doing and why they should be doing this show or shows like this.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my little soapbox piece.
Yeah. Look, man, I'm right there with you. One last thing, I got to throw this jab out. Yes, this jab. I'm being petty, guys. There was a former NFL athlete, big advocate for African American equity in sports and fairness across sports, and we got to be able to talk about this and champion everything after COVID. And his publicist was not like us.
Thank you. That. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's really a large part of the issue. Although, again, not everybody, right? It's not everybody. But to your point, a lot of that does happen because they don't even look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them, they don't even look at it. It's just like, they're just strictly thinking big names in terms of entities and not thinking about those from whence their client came from. And that to me is a big issue. Yeah,
it is. And I was one of the first guys to give him an interview.
Yeah. See,
he was just a rookie.
Right.
Let that sit in.
And I'll tell you this. Look, I mean, I'm not going to call the name of the company, but you mentioned Simone Biles. We reached out to Simone Biles in 2014. Now, this was before anybody knew who Simone Biles really was. And I'm proud to say I don't do a lot of bragging and all that, but just for informational purposes, Simone Biles' first national radio interview, probably any national interview, was with Boxtorow. That was in 2014, right after the World Championships. Man, we had to fight. This was through her, not a publicist, but like through her family, right? I had to, in 2017, when we got the interview, the publicist was not trying to hear this. I had to go back through the family to get that interview done in 2000.
Wow.
This is stuff like that you deal with, but that really does burn me up.
It does, man. And I think hopefully somebody is listening to us, but it's kind of crazy in a lot of ways. I can be able to probably pick up a phone to an NFL guy who doesn't look like us, and he'd be like, "Oh, Kyle, what you need?"
That too.
Us like, well, let's make sure you how many followers do you have? I haven't seen you active on social media for a while. Come on, I'm on there every day, baby. So it's crazy, man. But anyway, let's move on to some more productive topics. This weekend, we're talking about the Las Vegas HBCU Classic, Jackson State, Grambling. Two blue bloods of what you would call, I don't like that word, blue blood, but two storied programs from HBCU football. Those guys are headlining in Sin City right now, and a lot of people are traveling there. It's a big event. Then you have Magic City. That event is going to happen. And I don't know, did A&T have their homecoming already?
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. Yep.
2 weeks ago. Okay, all right. So we have a lot of big goings on right now in the MEACs are finally going to clash together with South Carolina State hosting Norfolk State and those guys. Delaware State. And then you have Norfolk State. They're going to go battle as well. How do you see this weekend? Is it after this weekend, we're going to start seeing that separation going forward with a lot of these teams? Who's going to be the cream rising to the top?
I think Jackson State can really begin to separate itself this weekend, because if Jackson State beats Grambling, then it would have one more SWAC win, and it already has one up on Alabama State with the head-to-head. But certainly in the MEAC, I think the beginning, and that's what I like about the MEAC. Like, I get it, there's only 6 schools, but one of the things I like is the schools are able to make money if they want to do a couple of FBS games. However you feel about that is whatever it is. But I mean, they are able to make money, and then they can do home games as well until the conference starts in the latter part of October. So at least from the MEAC, you won't really see separation. I really like the Del State and North Carolina Central matchup. I got to tell you, I like the Eagles in that game, but Del State runs football. But see, Del State hasn't seen it, a defense and a front like what North Carolina Central presents. That said, you got a lot of great games. You know, Alabama A&M and Alabama State is important too, because both of those teams are still. And by the way, as you know, Alabama A&M doesn't have a loss to Jackson State. So by Alabama A&M, they're still right in the thick of things in the SWAC East. A lot of really important games this weekend, no doubt. And if you go D2, I mean, look, Albany State and Benedict is going to be fantastic in Columbia, South Carolina, for first place in the SIAC. So, no, a lot going on, no doubt.
Yeah. People underestimated Benedict at the beginning of the season. I think they were predictive order, probably, 6, 7, something like that.
Something like that. And I mean, I got to be honest with you, too, because, I mean, you lose Chinnisbury from a couple of years ago, and then they were, 5-5 last year? I'm like, whatever. And all of a sudden, they're 7-0, undefeated. Only undefeated team in HBCU football. That's
right. That defense is tenacious, man. Pretty good defense there. When you look at Jackson State, let's talk about the premier coaches. Of course, we got TC Taylor, and we have Trey Oliver as well as Chinnisbury. Who are some of the other coaches that you are paying a close eye to? Because like it or not, guys, some of these guys could be mobile. If it's not this season, it could be going on a season or two later.
You know who? Well, first of all, if I were to say this, my coaches of the year right now would be Tremaine Jackson and then Deshaun Jackson at Delaware State. But the coach we're not talking about enough, because I think we always look at the FCS level, and probably rightfully so, because if you're saying, okay, who's the next coach that may be able to get an FBS, you're generally going to come from FCS. We're not talking enough about Dr. Alvin Parker, the head coach at Virginia Union. Done a fantastic job at Virginia Union, winning season every year. But I don't think they had a season where they lost less, maybe a 6-4 season. The rest have been 8+ wins in his 6 or 7 seasons. So we're not talking about Dr. Alvin Parker a lot, who is a graduate, of course, of Virginia Union, where he's coaching at his alma mater. But he's a guy we're not talking about enough. And I think Virginia Union is on its way to winning a 3rd straight CIAA championship.
Yeah. He, as well as Dr. Frazier, right?
And Dr. Frazier too. Yeah.
I remember Doc when he was at PV, and he was taking it to people. So
did a real good job.
Yeah, both of these guys are really good. How do you look at Sean Gibbs in his first season thus far?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have some growing pains, right? I mean, it's the first season. You're talking about 1 win in each of the last 2 seasons prior to Sean Gibbs coming in. But look, A&T has been, competitive in the last 3 games. You go back to the game at Maine, could have won that game. Go back to the game at William & Mary, should have won that game. Go back 2 weeks ago, because A&T just had a bye week last week, but go back 2 weeks ago, homecoming to South Carolina State. Could have gone either way. A&T was up 9-0 at halftime, and then South Carolina State ended up scoring 23 unanswered points, ended up winning that game 23-16.
Right.
So it could have gone either way, but he's going to get in there and recruit. He's a running back guru. I mean, Tariq Cohen and all these guys is running back you at A&T. So I think he's setting a culture at A&T, or redefining, I should say, the culture at A&T, and I think the future looks bright. But in year 1, I mean, one win in each of the last 2 seasons, it's going to be some growing pains there.
Yeah, still an excellent coach, guys. Don't dismiss what the record is saying at
Correct.
this time. Talk about those 2 teams in the CAA. We're talking about Hampton, A&T. Do you think they will make a move back to one of the HBCU conferences?
No, I don't see it. I don't see it because this is more than just about particularly A&T. I don't know about Hampton. I doubt. Like that was Dr. Harvey's vision, and he's retired, so you never know. Maybe that's not the same vision there for the current president. I'm at Hampton, so I'm not really sure about Hampton. A&T, no, because A&T is on a mission more outside of athletics. That was the whole deal.
Yeah, they're doing some great stuff, man.
Right, trying to
research.
Thank you, R1. So it's more than just being about athletics. So Hampton, I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. A&T, no.
Okay, all right. 20 years. What has been some of your more favorite interviews?
Woo! Well, I can tell you one. I'll tell you a couple. I'll tell you one that was contentious.
Oh,
Monique,
yeah, I like that.
I had Monique on my show on Boxtorow.
She was contentious with it?
Woo! Let me tell you. But you know what, Kyle? It turned out to be good radio, right? Because, it was around it was even before all of this stuff we started really hearing about Monique and Hollywood and the whole Netflix thing and all that. It was like a little bit before that.
Okay.
And she's a Morgan. She went to Morgan. Matter of fact, she brought her husband Sydney on the show. Let me know that he was coming on the show like 30 minutes before he actually came on. Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
Whatever. But
Okay.
it was. I felt like she was just being like really defensive in a lot of the questions because my whole, and I can understand because she doesn't know me. Like my whole, what I was trying to do is big up her. That's what we do at Boxtorow. We're not trying to tear people down and stuff like that. We're gonna tell it like it is.
Yeah.
But we're not trying to do that. Her, I think, not really knowing me, maybe she thought that's what I was trying to do at times, which was farthest from what I was actually trying to do. So that's why I call it contentious. I'd have to go back and listen. But it actually turned out to be good radio because there was a little bit of back and forth, of course, with Sydney as well. So it actually turned out to be it was actually good radio, as a matter of fact. But I've had Josh Stone on the show. I thought that was a really good interview. The singer, she's phenomenal. Michael Strahan was great.
Okay.
Great. So we've had quite a few. I mean, I thought that Tremaine, the one, honestly,
that was a good one,
Tremaine
man.
Jackson was a good one.
Just the little clip I saw thus far, it was a good one. Yeah, I was like, wow, this is good. Yeah. And James Houston, that was another good one recently. Okay. And look, another thing, what are you more proud about what you guys have been able to accomplish at Boxtorow in these 20 years as well?
That's a great question. I was talking with my wife, who is a very integral part of my family, actually a very integral part of this. Like some of these events that we do, like we had the 20-year celebration in Raleigh on August the 20th. Each year we do a countdown to kickoff where we have the North Carolina HBCU football coaches come and we do a live show connecting people. Like all of those things that the 20, we had politicians out at the 20-year celebration and, local politicians. We're connecting people. We had Bill Hayes, the legendary HBCU legends. Yeah. Bill Hayes. We're connecting people. That's that's the most thing I think I'm proud of. And on the show, as you know, we're connecting the guest with the audience. Connectivity, man, I think is the proudest thing in the 20 years that we've done this.
Oh, great. Look, man, what's more to expect from Boxtorow going forward?
Yeah, we're looking to, maybe continue to, not maybe, but we're looking to continue to expand in some international markets. We're on in the Bahamas, the British Virgin Islands. Yeah, at one time we were on in Bermuda. So, we're just looking to continue to expand. Maybe if there, some partnerships along the way, we can talk about those as well. But we're just continuing to look to expand. Would ultimately love to be in the top 3 markets of New York City, LA and Chicago on terrestrial radio. And matter of fact, we'll start in Las Vegas November 1st. We'll be
Really?
in Las Vegas on November 1st because we're on now 12 of the top 50 markets. But just the expansion, man, that's what we're looking at, in the more near future and then the overall future as well.
Man, I can't wait. I gotta get you guys down in Houston. Are you in Houston?
Man, we've been trying to get on in Houston we've been trying to get on in Houston since probably 2006. It's just a hard market to crack. It's a top 10 market, but it may be like 5 or 6, something like that. So it's a big market. It's just a tough market to crack. As a matter of fact,
well, I know
like number 5, I think.
Yeah, it is a huge market.
Yeah.
I know there's a radio station that may be looking for some HBCU content. So I'll try to connect you with those guys. Okay.
Kyle, I appreciate that, bro. That would be a good look. Appreciate it.
They didn't want me because they said the commissioners of all 4 of the HBCU conferences have a warrant out for your arrest.
That means
they don't want this Mosley on there. No, he's gonna.
That means
we can't stop him with SI, but we're gonna get him one day. No. I'm just kidding, guys. All right, Donal, man, I really do appreciate everything, and you keep being the standard bearer. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep just being that trailblazer and helping younger people. And I know you've done that all along, but keep helping these old guys like me, looking up to you young guys, making sure that I can be able to keep on going on. I tried to do, my son, he interviewed Martin this year for me, and he's been helping out when he was here during the summertime. And I said, son, this could be able to take you some places. You just don't know. You had a chance to actually sit down with a young lady who's really rising through the ranks of entertainment, as an executive producer, yada, yada, yada. And he was like, yeah, but Dad, she was just cool. She was just cool to talk to. I like talking to people like that. I said, all right. And that is a cool thing to do, what we're doing as well. And guys, if you have any interest in branching out, look up Mr. Ware. He could be able to help you out and give you some great tips and advice.
Hey, Kyle, appreciate it, man. Appreciate the kind words. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. Look, tell everybody how they can be able to find you out there on the World Wide Web.
Sure. Our website is boxtorow.com, which is BOXTOROW. You can follow us on X at the aforementioned Boxtorow and on Instagram at BOXTOROW. If you want to follow me personally, I don't do a lot of that. But if you want to, I'm on X at DWare1 and also on Instagram at Ware Donald. Ware Donald, DONAL.
Okay. I forgot to ask, man, you guys have kids as well?
Oh yeah, we've got 4. They've all matriculated through Boxtorow. My oldest boy is 31. He started out, we had this bookcase over here, and he would organize the bookcase of all of the media guides and stuff like that. And then see, like we were doing score back in the day before Twitter and all that. We were updating scoreboards like every quarter. So he would have to call these press boxes and get the scores and all that. And if I didn't see that stuff updated, even if I was calling the game, if it was a commercial, I'd be calling home. What are y'all doing over there? We got to get these scores updated and stuff like that. So yeah, all 4 of them have matriculated through Boxtorow. I've done a good job. Are they in
sports or sports management or entertainment or something to that nature?
Thing about it, my oldest loves sports. The other 3, they don't like sports at all. I don't know. But anyway, they've all done good work and continue. Matter of fact, my 22-year-old Donald, our YouTube channel, I should have mentioned that. Boy, he does a phenomenal job with the YouTube channel, man. Like,
does he?
Kyle, we're of a certain age, man. You know what I mean? So look, he does a fantastic job with that YouTube channel. Yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing it, man. And I look forward to what you're gonna do. Let this not be the last time we chop it up, man. We need to do something every every quarter, every whatever. We need to do something out there, man. Okay.
No doubt, Kyle, and continue to do what you're doing too, brother.
Thank you. That's the legendary Mr. Donal Ware. I'm Kyle T. Mosley. You can be able to find HBCU Legends at hbculegends.net. It will take you directly to our articles on Sports Illustrated, and you can be able to find me at HBCU Legends on all social media platforms. And if you want to follow your boy personally, go to HBCU Legends, or you can go to KTMOZ, I'm sorry, and be able to find me on those platforms as well. Donald, thank you. Appreciate you. Have a good call this weekend. And guys, follow Boxtorow. I'm Kyle T. Mosley. You guys have a great weekend, and let's have a great week 9 in HBCU football. All right, HBCU Legends fans, it's Kyle T. Mosley, and we got family in the house tonight, guys. You know, this is just rough. We just know him as Ernest Ruffin, the rough man, you know, but he's an astute businessman. But if you guys don't recognize him, a few years ago, he put on the HBCU Basketball Classic down in the Virgin Islands. We had a blast. That was a great time, man. And he's had the event a couple of years afterward. And this year, I know we were going to have that Puerto Rico Bowl. That was going to be the first of its kind in the Caribbean. But now we're going to have the St. Croix HBCU Football Classic that's going to take place in St. Croix. Yeah. And it's going to happen November 15th with Virginia Lynchburg versus Fort Lauderdale. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah.
That is correct.
All right. So we'll have those two guys battling. So none other than Ernest Ruffin. What's going on, Ruff?
What's up, Kyle, man? Thanks for having me again. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, man, look, anything we can do to keep the spotlight on what you guys are doing at Yes, and talk about the foundation. How's everything going so far with you guys this year?
Good, man. We had a pretty busy year this year, Kyle. We implemented a couple new programs. One was the YS MBA WNBA Business Plan Challenge, where we work with retired NBA and WNBA players, taught them a little entrepreneurship.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then they had a competition. Grand prize was $10,000 for the winning business plan, which Marquita Aldridge, the fans would know her as. She was a WNBA player. Now she's Marquita Woods. She won first place. She played for the Mystics in the WNBA. She won first place with her Queen of Mortgage business.
Okay.
And then we had, man, this is killing me. I'm getting old, Kyle. She's a star for the Sparks.
Okay.
How does her name escape me? She's from Jersey. Oh my God. It's killing me, but it'll come to me. But she was second place and won $4,000. So that was a new program we implemented this year. The NFL got wind of it. YS sponsored a hole in the Vernon Maxwell Celebrity Golf Tournament there in Houston, Kyle, this past August.
Hold on, man. You didn't even invite me.
And that's my bad because I was there. I sponsored a hole. We sponsored a hole.
Really?
And it was a great golf outing.
I think Nate Griffin was there.
And others.
Yeah.
There was a guy who played with O.J. Simpson, a defensive back. He was in charge of the Houston Retired Players, NFL Players Association. And he said, Ruff, we want to do this. So he ran into one of the WNBA players who played with the Aces, who participated, and was telling them what a great program it was. So we had those 2 new programs, which I'm excited about because it gives us a chance to, help the retired players brush up on their business skills,
right,
and put some money in their pocket.
That's important. Yeah.
Right. And so that was sponsored by Rutgers University, the first one, the WNBA NBA Challenge. We had Eric Williams in there. We had Lowe's Moore, a couple of old NBA guys. And so that was really good. And then we added a few new cities, Washington, D.C. and others this year with the youth program. So YS had a good year.
Good, man. You guys going to have a better year. Are you also doing the basketball tournament as well this year?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the football game first. Then we'll talk about the basketball game. This has been a vision of yours for a long time, man, and now it's coming into fruition. And to be able to have it in St. Croix, I would love to be there right now. Just to say St. Croix, you just want to be there. Think about that. Beautiful place, man. Oh my gosh.
I got your airfare, man. I got you.
Rough. You're sticking that knife, you twisted it, man. Come on.
So we tried to have the game last year, Kyle. And hurricane season is extending.
Yeah.
This global warming is real.
It is.
We're both old enough to know to see the changes. So hurricane season used to last till like now, the end of October. And
really, it was subsided mostly toward the end of August, right?
Toward the end of August in the past.
Yeah.
Now it's going all the way into November.
Isn't that something just to see that hurricane, what it did to Jamaica and now Bahamas and Cuba? So, yeah.
So last year, November 15th time frame or the 14th or whatever day it fell on, we had hurricanes in Florida. Remember, we had those back-to-backs? And all flights to the VI, the Virgin Islands, go through Florida.
Yeah.
So we had to postpone it. And football, you can't just postpone. Once those guys are not practicing, not playing, it's done.
Yeah.
You can't reschedule, so to speak. So we had to wait a whole year. And, we're praying. I think we're going to be fine that the weather will, give us a break, and we should be fine this year. November 15th at the complex football field in St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. University of Fort Lauderdale versus Virginia University at Lynchburg.
So, good thing, it's already an established football field, correct?
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Okay. Has it been, I guess, sanctioned by NCAA or something to that nature?
Yeah, I mean, it's the regulation size football field, whatever, 100 and something yards. It's very nice. It's beautiful. Grass is this thick.
Oh,
I mean, it's very, very nice.
Okay.
Not really utilized much. They got a little high school situation over there, but not like nowhere near the States. They don't play as much on it. Last year, honestly, they have a brand new soccer field built by FIFA.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, when I say brand new, less than 7 years old, not used that much. And we were going to play there. The issue with that one was the end zone wasn't big enough. So we would have to extend the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
And, so it would have took something. And I don't think the FIFA people wanted us to mess with their field.
Don't mess with their field.
Yeah. So that one wasn't really. It was big enough, but the end zone wasn't 10 yards or whatever the normal end zone is. But what a beautiful, beautiful field. That's not you. But yes, the Complex High School is also a great field. It's a beautiful field. It's like I said, the grass is this thick, not utilized a lot. So we're going to play there.
Because I think one of the issues that the people ran into with that Puerto Rico Bowl was the safety of the players on the turf. That's what I think Kentucky State was very concerned about.
Okay. We don't have that issue.
Good.
No, it's
good.
it's this thick. It is beautiful. I go every 4 weeks or so. Between
and I would love to see a picture of the field, man. That would be nice.
Yeah, I have it. I think I have it. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful football field. It's also a track. They got a track around it. It's very, very nice.
So what's going to happen with the teams when because I know with the basketball tournament, you had at least a couple of days for those guys to get acclimated, and they got to see some sights around, and they got to participate with some community events as well. Is that going to be the same thing for the football teams?
Yes. So we have the schools will arrive on the 13th, welcome reception, all of that good stuff, and then the 14th they will practice. Both teams in the morning, and then after practice, we're going to have a free clinic where the coaches will teach the Virgin Island high school kids some basic skills of football.
All right, cool.
Right, so we got a free clinic for Virgin Island kids. So that's one of the community things they're going to do. Then after that, we're going to have lunch and dinner on the beach, and we're trying to get some kids to come for them to just talk to. And that was at the request of Coach Damon Cogdale from the University of Fort Lauderdale. Said, Ruff, we would like to have the players talk to some kids, other than football players about, different things and stuff like that. So we do have that going on. We definitely got the free clinic, and we're trying to get some other kids to come to the beach, meet these young fellas, have a little lunch, and talk, and have them talk to them about college or whatever they want to talk about.
Now, how far is the island from St. Thomas as well? Could someone take a ferry over to?
You can.
Okay.
You can take a ferry over, but it's a very rough ride, I'm told.
Really? Okay.
Yes, I'm told it's rough because you're at some of the highest seaport points in the ocean. And so they're saying the ferry from St. Thomas to St. Croix is a rough ride.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because 2 or 3 years ago, Kyle, we had Wayne State out of Detroit coming to play in the tournament. But they had to be back a day before everyone else was coming back. And we had no flights back to Detroit from St. Thomas. But we can get them out of St. Croix. So I was going to put them on the ferry them over, which is a 2-hour ferry ride.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Ferry them over and then have them fly to St. Croix. And it was like rough, make sure they got plenty of Dramamine, because that is a rough ferry ride. Now, people do it every day, but it's rough. It's a 10-minute flight. But the plane's an 8-seater. And so with basketball and football teams, you need too many planes. You can't really transfer. Gotcha. It's only an 8-seater. I take it all the time. It's a 10-minute, 15-minute flight.
Okay.
Right across. But to get there on that ferry.
Now, I took the ferry from St. Thomas to St. John. That was pretty nice. It didn't take us long at all.
Kyle. I described, and these are just grass shots, but you can see the quality of the grass. I described the three islands like this. St. Thomas is New York, smaller, of course, much, much smaller, but metropolis, busy, business, bustling, hustling, with beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
St. Croix is North Carolina, rural, spread out, with beautiful beaches.
Big old mountains I can see back here as well.
Right? North Carolina has beaches, but with beautiful Caribbean beaches. And then St. John is Connecticut, ritzy, money, a lot of whites.
Okay, Ruff, we're losing you.
My
Let's
internet's
see.
down?
All right.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So yeah, so you were saying St. John's is John's is like
St.
Connecticut.
St. Thomas is a New York type, hustle bustle, business, moving and grooving with beautiful Caribbean beaches.
Okay.
St. Croix is North Carolina, rural country with beautiful Caribbean beaches.
Okay.
And then St. John is like Connecticut, a lot of money, a lot of whites, with beautiful Caribbean beaches.
Okay. Cool. This is one shot of the football field, and you see the track around it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's one, guys. Let's see if we can get another one up in here. Okay,
Nice.
that's the good goal post and everything.
Yeah.
Is that a mountain in the back or a hill?
Hill. That's a hill in the back. Look at that. It's beautiful, right?
Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. Ruff is doing this on purpose, guys. He's
No.
he's trying to get me there.
I'm trying to get you there for certain. I am definitely trying to get you there, but I want you to see how nice it is, the field, the condition. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that other schools that we invite, they know it's a very nice football field. It's regulated. It's very well kept. Not used much at all. They use the track more than anything.
Really?
And they have a basketball gym there too. Now I haven't seen the inside. I was told it was hit by the hurricane pretty hard, the gym, but a few years ago.
Melissa that I just hit?
No, a couple years ago or so, they got hit pretty good with a hurricane, and I don't think the gym. I think it leaks or something like that. I'm not sure, but because I want to bring women's basketball next, and I'm gonna bring it to St. Croix.
That'll be nice, man.
And so I'm just waiting for the gym to be right, and I got to check that gym out because I'm getting inquiries from the women saying, "Hey, the boys are going again. When are we going?"
Yeah, why not us?
Right. So I'm saying to them, "You're right. This stuff ain't free. We have to keep building more sponsorships, but we definitely want to bring the ladies in."
Now, is Virginia Lynchburg, is that CIAA?
No.
They were at one time, right?
At one time, yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, I think they at some independent conference.
Okay,
but they were at one time, yes.
Yeah,
they had a decent year this year.
Yeah, they were down here against Texas Southern for Texas Southern's homecoming. They got spanked pretty good.
Well, Texas Southern too big for them.
Yeah, that was about 51-10 or 13, something like that. I mean, they let them have a couple scores, and that was about it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's Texas Southern and Jackson State. And
yeah, Tennessee. They did play Jackson State. Yeah, I remember that was early in the year.
So
they got spanked pretty good.
Yeah, they can't compete with those guys. What coach is trying to do is build up his program, get some cash in there, right?
Yeah.
So he's taking these games, but they can't compete at that level yet. I guess that's his goal, but yeah, those guys are right just below,
Yeah.
Division One,
Almost like
NC2A.
almost D3. So now,
What's that?
they're Division 2, but
Yeah.
they're borderline Division 3.
Yeah, those guys they can't play with these guys.
But they're good program, good school. Still
good
a good
school,
school,
good program,
school.
but they can't play with those guys.
Yeah. Okay. So the game is on Saturday the 15th, right? And
yes. So our goal, Kyle, is to get this thing started, and then have some success, and then bring the bigger NCAA, CIAA schools and other schools in, SEAC and other schools in to play. But they all want to see it first. They want to see, it in action, see some film on it, and then they'll commit, because my guy is Wetherington at the CIAA. He's the assistant commissioner, and he's a good dude. He and I talk on occasion, and he's like, "Ruff, I'm very interested, because we're trying to get year one. We were trying to get Shaw versus another CIAA, and the ADs didn't want to give up a home game to play over there, because I guess they lose money from the home game, and it was that type of deal. But Wetherington, we were trying to get a CIAA, two CIAA teams. I think it was I know it was Shaw. I'm trying to think who the other one. But yeah, we were trying to get that to kick it off.
Okay. And got you stuck again, Ruff.
And I worked on tirelessly for months on it, but
okay, got you back. All right. Well, Ruff, talk to me about the basketball tournament while we still have some time.
So we got 8 teams coming in December 11th through the 16th. In tournament,
and this is December.
We have some very good competitive team. Yes, this is December coming up. We have some good teams coming in there to play. We have Jesus, Ruff, where am I? So we have we have Southern University at New Orleans.
Oh, SUNO. Okay.
Right?
All right.
We have Dillard.
All right. Okay.
We have Fort Valley out of Georgia. Is that right? Valley State.
Fort Valley State.
We have Clinton College.
Okay.
We have Virginia Union. We have St. Thomas University of Florida. We have University of Fort Lauderdale, who's good. And I'm missing one. We got a good lineup.
Well, it sounds like it already. You got 2 New Orleans squads going head to head.
Squads, 2 Florida teams. What am I missing? Oh, Wilberforce.
Wilberforce. Wow, you got Wilberforce coming a long way from Ohio.
So we got SUNO, Dillard, Fort Valley State, Clinton College, Virginia Union, Wilberforce.
Yeah.
And I forget the 2 that quick, but yeah, good
lineup. That's a good lineup, man.
Yeah,
real good lineup.
Good lineup.
So you got a mix of you got several mixes of HBCU conferences there,
Yes.
So that's pretty good to see as well, man.
Yes.
Good. All right, and guys, that one tips off in St. Thomas right before Christmas, and it's the 16th.
The games are the 13, 14, 15, and
Okay.
everybody goes home to 16.
13, 14, 15. Okay, excellent.
So got games 13, second set of games on the 14th, championship on the 15th. Everybody goes home to 16.
All right, guys, if y'all want to get an early trip before the holidays, that's what you have to do. Go and check out what's going to happen in St. Thomas at the YES HBCU Basketball Classic. Okay.
Right.
All right. Ruff, any last thoughts, comments?
Hey, man, listen, we're excited about, this inaugural football game. We're looking forward to, like I said, kicking this thing off.
Yeah.
And then inviting more teams to come down the stretch. So we're just excited about it, man. I mean, it's been a little journey to get it done, but I'm excited it's coming together. Basketball is now in year 5.
Yeah.
Year 5. So
man, that time passes
quickly. And and that tournament, they want to play. They call us to play, which is
it's a fun tournament, guys. Oh man, you get to see some really challenging teams. I think when we were there, they had Virginia State won it. They won. You had Edward Waters. You had Clifton, right?
Yeah.
And I forget the other squads, but man, it was very, very competitive.
We had West Virginia State University. That's who won it the year you was there.
West Virginia State. Okay. All right.
Who was ranked number 16th in the country.
Yeah, that was a good coach, man. Is he still with the program?
Yeah, Brian Poole is the man. He's a good dude, good coach.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. So last year, 2024. Yeah, last year. They lost to Bloomfield College in the semis.
Oh, wow.
And they were heated.
Well, how you gonna fault you? They got
that wasn't
win.
upset with me.
Oh,
he was just upset because he brought the same squad, primarily back that won it the year before, the year you was there, and he brought the same squad back. And Virginia State was very good that year too. Bloomfield beat. I think it was the University of the Virgin Islands or one of those teams first. No, they beat Clinton first, which was a tough game. Clinton comes to play.
They sure do.
You've seen them.
Yeah.
Then they beat West Virginia State U. Okay. Then they beat Virginia State U.
Wow. They were bombing them. So those are good teams. I know Virginia State.
Virginia State was tough that year.
Yeah.
And West Virginia State's always good. And Clinton's going to play you for two 20-minute halves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so Bloomfield, I'm an alumni of Bloomfield College, by the way. I'm a Bloomfield College Hall of Famer. So it's rough to fix us in. Hey man, the referees. Hey Kyle, the referees come from Florida because they're close by, They're close. We usually bring 3 or 4 in from Florida and 2 from the VI. So it wasn't like we had New Jersey refs.
Well, hey, if you get any, that's just like me putting on any competition. I have Morehouse, and Morehouse, when they said definitely the fix is in. So
and I've been trying to get them to play for 5 years.
You talk to AD Ellis?
I have to talk to
Harold Ellis?
I have to talk to him. Her.
Yeah. Talk to Harold Ellis. AD.
Harold or Carol?
Harold,
a guy.
Yeah.
So yeah. We've been
he played in the NBA for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, talk to him. He can. I'm pretty sure he would like to have an international spotlight for Morehouse. So just let me
Actually,
know
we
what
had,
else I can do to try to get that introduction for you.
yeah,
Okay?
we had Shaw and Tuskegee last year. Two good,
Good.
two good
Good.
teams, two good programs.
Good.
And Winston-Salem State. They weren't that good, though.
Yeah, and they just their AD just resigned. Yeah, they're trying to get that basketball turn because they lost their basketball coach to was it UMES, and they haven't been really the same football wise for a number of years. So they hope this is a move in the right direction.
Who's the new AD?
She just resigned, so she's going to officially step down in December.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So we shall see. All right, Ruff, man. We'll put more out there on the game as it comes down. Let us know if we can interview Virginia Lynchburg for you guys, as well as Fort Lauderdale, the coaches, if they'd like to talk about how this program and being in St. Croix will be. That'll be great for us.
You got it.
It's great for them and great for the program. Okay.
Yeah, we'll definitely set that up. Let me know when you want to talk to both of them. We can get two separate times. You can have them together. It's up to you.
All right, we'll coordinate. All right,
Thank
guys. Ruff, tell everybody how they can find you out there on the World Wide Web.
All right. Well, to find us is for football is YS HBCU Classic, all one word. YSHBCUclassic.com. So that's our football website. Basketball is YSUSVIclassic.com. YSUSVIclassic.com. And the core of our organization, youth entrepreneurship, well, now we're going into retired professional athletes as well, is YNG Entrepreneurs with a Z, YNG Young Entrepreneurs with a Z.org, all one word. Young Entrepreneurs, don't spell out young. YNG Entrepreneurs with a Z.org.
Okay, cool. All right, here we go. This is the classic. And guys, I know y'all looking at this picture here. That's what I would be looking at. Is there a game going on? Mosley, where's that Mosley? See, this is what I would be looking at, guys. Like, who's talking about football and when we can have this? Look at that, guys. Let's go back to that first picture. This is what we need.
Yes.
If you can guarantee me this, I will find a way to sell my house.
I can guarantee you will see a woman looking like that riding a horse on the beach.
No, I'm talking about me riding the horse, and
I will try to set it up for you to ride with her.
Oh my God!
I have some friends over there because we probably can make it happen.
All right, trying to get me in trouble, man. I'm just clowning,
You're
guys.
You're a free man now. You're a free man.
All right, I'm just clowning, guys. I'm just clowning. Next thing you know, I'm just clowning, guys.
These are just jokes.
Them just jokes. Right, Ruff. All right. Well, thank you so much, man. It's good talking to you as always, my friend.
Yes, sir, Kyle. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Guys, go
soon.
and check out the YES HBCU Football Classic. Go to HBCUFootballClassic.com and you can be able to read up a little bit more on that. We'll have a couple of interviews for you guys as well leading up to the big game. And also we'll put some information about the YES Foundation. Ruff has a very great foundation. He does a lot of training and development with college students. I know you taught something over at Rutgers at one time, right?
High school, 6th through 12th grade.
6th through 12. Okay, awesome, man. And he doesn't want to tell you guys he's an astute businessman himself. That's why he's retired now, and he's putting on all these events. So he's a legend. We'll talk all about that later. But Ruff, appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man.
All right,
Appreciate
guys, don't forget, go to hbculegends.net, and you can also go to hbculegends.at. I'm saying it all wrong. So go to hbculegends.net and read up on all our articles. And see, that lady got me flustered on that horse, man. So, and go to HBCU Legends on all social media platforms, and you go to KT Moles on all social media platforms as well.